Well, Kate Hardcastle, Margaret talking about the need for light, and it seems this year that need is even higher. What have you been seeing in the retail industry?
Well, certainly on social media, we're seeing more and more people sharing images of their houses being prepared for Christmas. Retail have had quite a challenging time, particularly in their high street stores, although we've seen a very different picture being painted with e-commerce. And we know that people are very ready for this Christmas. I think last year, if you look at the figures, it was quite an interesting Christmas. Many people delayed purchases, really holding out for the bargain. Whereas this time, we've seen a lot more people step forward to bring those purchases forward. Some of that's driven by the fact that people are concerned about getting a shopping slot and an online delivery slot, so they want to make sure they've got what they need. But others, I think, just looking for the joy. I think people are just genuinely wanting to bring a bit of excitement and happiness back by treating loved ones and making sure they know that this year they're hopefully going to be back with them and celebrating with them.
And are we seeing more discounts and incentives to get shoppers, both in store and online? Black Friday seemed to start a couple of weeks ago, judging by my emails.
I'm sure everyone feels inundated. I mean, there have always been the offers at this time of year since we really got the impact of Black Friday. It wasn't traditionally a discount period. This was a period where normally we would be seeing items sold at full price. It was the golden quarter, the time when retailers made the most profit. But right now we know that it's a competitive marketplace. So it probably feels very much like we're inundated because, believe it or not, many of us have signed up to a lot more e-newsletters. We're more interconnected with the retail and in e-commerce way. So it feels like those news information items are coming through to us very, very regularly. The discounts since Black Friday hit our shores have always been quite fierce at this time of year.
And how's it actually impacted on shops, both big and small? Many of them have had to close in the run-up to Christmas this year, but I'm also seeing a lot of things like artificial Christmas trees, for example, that are sold out already.
We need businesses, great and small, for the vibrancy of our communities and towns. And we need to make sure that those smaller businesses are supported. I don't think any business believes that it's a charity in that we should just use them because they need us. I think we should be getting really good offers from them in terms of what are they doing for their communities, how do they put their offer towards supporting the local community, supporting local suppliers and vendors. But I think smaller businesses, thankfully, have seen an uplift in terms of we've needed them when that lockdown was there and we understand the importance of them. We need to make sure that absolutely these bigger brands that are struggling at the moment, today we're very much hearing about the Arcadia Group, brands like Topshop, Dorothy Perkins, who are struggling. And I think our future is going to be one where perhaps we don't have as many high street stores because we'll see this continuous growth into e-commerce. But maybe what we'll see is more balance in terms of the products and the brands, smaller and larger organisations in terms of our retail offer.
And on the subject of Arcadia, Kate, do you think that this is it? This is the end?
Not the end for the brands, because brands like Topshop have legacy and they've got worse. We know there's already a bit of a bidding war about to happen with that should it end up that the group does go to administration. But I think we've got to be realistic. This is a brand that had problems, an organisation that had problems certainly prior to COVID. Some of the brands within the portfolio, maybe like Dorothy Perkins, Burton, maybe haven't had the relevance over recent years. Certainly they've lost pulse point with their communications, with their consumers, whilst a lot of disruptive brands have come in, like the Boohoo Group and certainly brands like Primark in the high street, and caused a lot more attention to be served to many brands. We've seen the consumer become quite fickle across a huge amount of brands available to them. So I think we're going to see probably the lifetime of those brands carry on, but maybe with future owners.
And how are you feeling about stocks as we approach Christmas? I did some panic buying online 2 weeks ago before I knew that non-essential shops were closing where I live. But are things going to arrive in time for people, do you think?
It's so interesting. I'm actually in a busy high street doing some filming, and that's where the background noise is coming from, I'm afraid. And I'm actually watching vans and lorries arrive, loading up the stores, ready for the next few days ahead, because in England, obviously, we've had another lockdown and the non-essential stores have been closed. I think, yes, absolutely, stock is there. There'll be a couple of items maybe where they've been really popular and maybe items just haven't come through from international supplies. But generally, I don't think we're going to run out of any talc or bath products right now, so I think you'll be all right to find a gift.
OK. Kate, thank you so much. The retail expert, Kate Hardcastle there.